In a world where the it thing is always changing, sometimes you need a tour guide or two to help you find your way to pop culture's paradise. If you find yourself reminiscing or in need of a good recommendation, these two have you covered. And now, here's your hosts, Joey and Jeff.
Joe, last time we spoke, I survived a tornado, barely.
This is what it looked like when Jeff heard about the tornado. First, Jeff is made aware of the tornado.
So I thought it was just like raining a lot outside, just like raining pretty bad, but it turns out there's a frickin' tornado warning. I've never been part of some ish like this before. This is weird.
Then, Jeff sees a news report.
Damaged or destroyed.
Damaged or destroyed?
Will occur.
Then, he fears that he has to stay at the station.
Take cover now. Basement or an interior room.
Are you serious? Take cover now?
Don't worry, Jeff.
It said cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria kind of stuff.
But worry he did, as he ran to his car. On his way home, he saw a flying cow. Then, he was swept away to Oz. Wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Then how would he have done this podcast?
And then I flew home and survived the holidays. What have you been doing, man?
Well, you survived a few things, but I survived Christmas with the Cranks.
I told you it was good.
You know what? I liked it, but dude, it was so creepy. It was like American Psycho, because like the whole town is like, why do they care so much? I dig it, because like I love their Christmas spirit, but everyone was like hyper intense.
Luther.
Hey, babe.
They're here.
Who?
Vic Fromeyer, Wes Trott, and Ned Becker, and a gang of their kids.
We're here for Frosty.
Yeah, was one of the creepy parts to you? Was it Frosty down in the basement?
Yes. You know, when that like cut to the Frosty, I'm like, it reminded me of the horror movie Jack Frost.
Yeah.
But then I'm also like, what am I watching? This is nightmare fuel. Then I was also really disturbed by Dan Aykroyd and the kids just like, put up Frosty, put up Frosty, put up Frosty. It's like, oh my.
Weather should be clear tomorrow. Perfect time to put up Frosty.
God, it's not even like that great of a decoration. You get it like $40 at Home Depot.
I think one of my favorite parts about that movie is when his buddy from across the street's about to leave town, and he's like, "I need your tree." So he pays him money, and him and that kid next door wheel the tree over to his house, and the police get called because they think he's stealing somebody's tree.
You
Tim
know,
Allen.
Yeah, and that was Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle too.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was like, I didn't remember him being in anything else because he wasn't really like the big star of Malcolm in the Middle.
Speaking of 90s stars, though, haven't you been watching a lot of Hallmark Christmas movies, or have you been?
Yes. So I got a little weird. I didn't watch really any Christmas movies coming towards Christmas, but then I got to the 25th, and I'm like, well, it's Christmas still, and you know what? I'm gonna load my iPod and up with just all the Christmas Hallmark movies that I can find. So I was just knocking off everything. I was like, well, the whole time Jeff was here back home, we started watching half of Christmas with the Cranks, so let me finish that off. Then on my list, because we try to like make this a real show, so there's like a format of stuff to watch, but then it gets moved back because we're not that professional. I watched Santa Claus 2 finally. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I actually really enjoyed it. Then the Santa Claus 3, which I thought was going to suck, because everyone always like, that's like the bad one, they always say. But I didn't think that one was bad either.
No, they're all good.
And then, because I felt like a fraud, you know when you like talk up something and everyone is like, oh, you talk it up all the time, you must have watched it or listened to it. And so like I'd made Twitter posts about that One Tree Hill reunion Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
And I'd caught bits and pieces of it, but I never stayed to fully watch it, because who watches a movie halfway through on TV anymore? So I was like, well, I'm going to finally watch this movie called A Christmas Contract.
What is it? What?
Okay, so
break this down.
Clay from One Tree Hill is like an aspiring writer, but he doesn't get anything published.
Was Clay the dad?
No, Clay was Nathan's agent in the like last 3 seasons.
Oh, so that was like late in the show.
Yeah, he was the sports agent. And then he also marries Haley's sister. But then Peyton from One Tree Hill Hillary Burton or something Burton, I think, like that.
Dude, she's great.
Oh, she's amazing. And also, I watched another Hallmark movie, Christmas of hers, too. But she is
I don't even know who you are anymore.
She's a website designer. And also, the other movie that she's in that's Hallmark, or Lifetime, she's a website designer. So, like, the cool thing to do in Hallmark movies and Lifetime movies is be a website designer.
Who goes to websites anymore?
Actually, they say that you should get everything decentralized off Facebook and Twitter because they could screw you over with algorithms and just deciding that they don't like you anymore.
That makes sense.
She has to go home, but she broke up with her boyfriend, but she doesn't want everyone to think she's a loser. So she enters into a contract to make the guy a website in exchange for her pretending that he's the boyfriend.
What I have before me is the Christmas contract.
So then they go home, and then, well, you know, it's a Lifetime movie, so they end up falling in love. I hate to spoil it for you.
So tell me this though, did you wind up downloading the app Checklist that you could check off all the films you watched?
You know what? I saw somebody mention that this was like a big thing. It kind of reminded me of the old IMDb. Like if you had an account there, you could always put the movies you watched. Old me would have done that, but I'm trying to get away from the OCD, like needing to tell everybody. Plus, we have this podcast, so I'm telling you right now.
I was actually thinking about that, and I was like, I've never heard of. It's such a simple concept, right? But I've never really heard of somebody doing that for anything before. I was like, if there's one person I know that is like super into like 90s sitcoms and 90s films, it's Joe. Why? And here's a question for you: why haven't you created an app checklist for old 90s TV shows for individual episodes?
For just individual. I think there's a bunch out there.
With a little, like, you know, summary and rating and...
Well, they got TV,
you know?
They got TV.com and IMDb, and I think there used to be a bunch of other ones.
But it's going to be centralized.
Well, here's the thing. And if Lifetime's taught me anything, what I need to do is enter in a contract.
Christmas contract.
So somebody can make me the app, and I can pretend to be their Christmas boyfriend.
Yikes.
It'll knock two birds, one stone there. And then what else? I went down, so I watched this other one called The 12 Dates of Christmas.
Yeah, I think I heard of that one.
It was ABC, and it's Zach Morris and Amy Smart.
Zach, yeah, who's randomly making like a comeback right now.
Yeah, he was at the Cowboys game. Too bad football's over, right?
Yeah, it's over. And he has his own TV show. You know who else is making a low-key comeback?
Who?
Lindsay Lohan.
What did she do?
Okay, Lindsay Lohan was just on Fallon. One.
Mm-hmm.
She has her own TV show now, reality show on MTV.
Lindsay's way. I want to build an empire here.
She wants to revitalize her music career.
I'm tired of rumors starting. I'm sick of being followed. I'm tired of people lying, saying what they want about me.
I'm tired of rumors starting. I'm sick of being tired. Ooh, babe.
She's petitioning to play Ariel in the live-action Little Mermaid film by Disney.
Dude, who would play Sebastian?
I don't know, maybe Josh Peck?
You calling me a liar?
I ain't calling you a truther.
Maybe Kofi Kingston?
Maybe.
He get the accent back?
Looks like there's some trouble in paradise.
I told her to stay away from humans. They are bad. They are trouble. What about humans?
Looks like there's some trouble in paradise.
But dude, she's like low-key making a comeback. Like, it's kind of cool.
Dude, the New Day could play the other fish
Yeah.
and the other sea creatures.
I'm in.
You know what was also good, but Mark Paul Gosselaar?
Starring Mark Paul Gosselaar and based
Or Gosselaar. I forgot. They were giving him so much crap last night, and I'm like, wait, how do you pronounce his last name? I have his freaking doll, and I've been watching his stuff for like 30 years. I should know how to pronounce his name.
I prefer if they just, you know.
Sign your checks.
Exactly.
But, did you ever watch Franklin and Bash?
Never once.
We have to plant our flag now. Let them know this is not how we do it at Franklin and Bash.
Oh, it's so good. They were like bro lawyers. Him and Seth Meyers. No, not Seth Meyers. Breckin Myers.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Oh, so good.
What I do know about is when I was able to pry Joe away from his Hallmark Christmas movie-a-thon.
Oh, we got a few more here.
Oh,
I'll fire right through them. So we got Melissa Joan Hart and the guy who played the brother, Matt Camden, on Seventh Heaven. And Matt Camden's getting out of jail and has to stay with his sister, who's Melissa Joan Hart. And he's basically a trickster who then helps a family reunite for Christmas. One of the jailmates was Urkel.
What?
Yeah, he was I don't know, he was in prison. Probably for stalking Laura.
Could be.
Name one thing Dave got that I haven't got. The handsome, talented, and rich. I only asked for one.
Then Melissa Joan Hart's in another movie where her and AC Slater are competing toy store owners who have a long family history. One. Yes, and then they fall in love. They all fall in love eventually.
Why is there ever no real problems in these movies?
See, that's the ideal thing, I think. Like, all right, so everyone I've talked to, it's either the person who just gives you like a nudge and a wink, like, yeah, man, I watch it too. That's my issue. It's like Fight Club. You don't talk about Hallmark Lifetime Christmas. But then you find the one person, they're like, yeah, me too. I'll watch it.
Me Too movement, bro.
So, yeah, not in these. These are like the happiest places ever. I love them because they're like, everything's decked out Christmas. And I learned something big. Did you know Louisiana is the place that you go for Christmas spirit?
No. I thought that was the place you went to for beads and titties.
No, you go there for Christmas spirit and, Jolly Papa Noel is what they say down there. It's not Kris Kringle, it's not Santa Claus, it's Papa Noel.
Well, they suck. What is that? That's not real.
And he doesn't have reindeer, he has alligators.
Do you know how Papa Noel gets all the presents to the good little girls and boys?
No.
He rides in a boat pulled by alligators.
I hate alligators. If this podcast reaches one person that's in charge of anything in this world, we need to eliminate all alligators.
What about crocodiles?
All of them too. The big, meteorite that came down and killed the dinosaurs must have missed them, because alligators are like the cockroaches of dinosaurs, and they're just still here, and they're not safe. I hate them.
Wow.
And now, a word from the crocodile gator community. Hey, it's Croc here. You think you're cool? I ain't too fond of you either, Jeff. You're the cockroach of humans.
What if the next Jurassic Park was filled with gators?
I wouldn't watch it.
And we did talk about this. For Christmas, you were talking about Jurassic Park action figures with me.
The dinosaurs are loose. Tim Murphy snares a Dimetrodon. Grant wrestles with a dangerous Coelophysis. And a Pteranodon battles a spitting Dilophosaurus. Each sold separately. It's happening, but only at Jurassic Park.
And I was telling you, they are super expensive to buy now.
Like the old school ones, right?
Yeah. You know, I saw a lot on eBay go for $325.
Well, it's a good thing you have that New Year's resolution where you're not going to waste your money on stupid stuff.
All right. Is stupid doing an unboxing video of Alf? Yes. What we did do, besides eat a lot, where I felt like when we were watching The Exorcist and that girl was possessed, I was possessed by the spirit of Garfield. Because all I did was just eat.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do, right?
Lasagna. But you were saying, where did we go when you came back?
Well, what I was trying to get to before you had to, I don't know if Hallmark is trying to pay you for this crap or what.
They should. I watched like 9 of them in a row.
Yeah, I don't even know who you are anymore.
I don't know who I am.
When I was able to pull Joe away from his Hallmark movies that you're watching on your iPod, like your original, like
iPhone.
Old school iPod.
iPod for a couple and iPhone for the others.
Okay, because you kept saying iPod, so I'm wondering if you're watching them on, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what are you doing to yourself, man?
You know what? With some of these Apple products, I'm like the mom who calls every video game system a Nintendo.
So we pulled Joe away from his Hallmark movies long enough for a little, well, I'll break it down like this. We have a code name. We have a code phrase, a code question when it comes to asking your friends if they want to meet up at the strip club. And that phrase is Monday Night Football.
Well, it's the only game for people like me.
So I hit up Joe on the text, Monday Night Football. His response, it's Thursday. My reply back, but Monday Night Football?
It's Monday Night Football and it's time to play.
He's like, all right, I'll meet you there. So he knew right away what it was. So we end up meeting up with Dave, and Joe is there as well, a couple of our other pals.
We got Frank and Al and Dan.
And dude, I freaking love going there. Even though I used to MC and DJ at one, I can always turn that place into a party. Like immediately, the energy in the whole building just comes up as soon as our group of friends walk in.
You come back for the holidays, and obviously everybody when you're in town is like, oh, I got to meet you this time, or you're going to be available at this time. So this day, he's like, well, my flight just completely got canceled, so Monday Night Football? Okay, fine. Yeah, I'm in for it. It's been a while. You don't go solo, and I think I either said it to you or said it to Dave, or Dave said it to me. You got to go in 3. Yeah. 2 is like this weird. Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird area, and 1 is pervert. But 3 is a good time, and it is festive.
Yeah. Dude, it was just a blast. It was just a blast.
Hey, do you want to party?
How about that one weird chick, though? And I know I say one, but the one weird chick that looked like
Tanya?
Damn, what was the name of that?
Because you just bought Mortal Kombat 11 XL.
XL, yeah, whatever she was. Pop her up on the screen. But I was like passing around my phone, telling Joe and Dave, "Holy crap, this girl eerily like resembles this chick from Mortal Kombat."
I don't know. There's like a strip club etiquette? Like, you want to be like, oh.
There's no etiquette in a strip club. You just don't touch the girls.
You want to be nice and like, well, what's it, that middle ground where you're like, all right, she's hot. I would give money to her. She's got moves. She's good. I'm not a big fan of her, but would it be mean for me to leave the area because I'm clearly don't care? Or
yeah. Would it be wrong for me to like? We're all right. So mind you, we're like the only guys tipping that are actually in the place, right? But dude, that's the thing. You come there, you spend money on who you want to, and if you don't, then you don't. Like that's just the way it goes. And I think the etiquette you're talking about is if you are going to, get up and leave the stage, you toss a tip on stage, you get up and go, right?
Right.
So we're passing around my phone, and I'm like, dude, look at this. This chick looks just like that one, like lady from Mortal Kombat, that crazy girl. So she grabs my phone out of my hand. And I go, oh, great. She probably thinks I'm trying to snap pictures of her, which couldn't be further from the truth.
And she gives you the death glare.
Oh, she gives me the death glare, and then she grabs my phone and looks at it, and I go, you look just like this girl from Mortal Kombat, but it's kind of like a compliment.
Yeah.
It's cool. And she goes, oh, yeah? Well, look at this. She stops mid-dance. Music is still going. Lights are still going. And she decides, oh, yeah? So she just typing something into my phone into Google search, and it turns out she's some, I don't want to use the word star, but she does porn. And
what?
She just pulled up this gallery of all of these photos, and I'm like, what the? I was like, Joe, this is gonna be in my history now forever.
So get ready. I mean, get ready.
Because of Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football's coming on tonight.
I mean, that's just good self-promotion. Yeah, like she gave you this look like, yeah, think I look like her? I think I look more like her. You mean you look like yourself?
She's like, exactly.
Nobody who gets on that stage is bad looking, but it's just like, no, that's just not it.
Yeah.
Though, if she did dress like the Mortal Kombat character, which I will look up, who you're talking about here, she totally would kill it like a Comic-Con or something like that.
She should have just, if she would have came out dancing to the Mortal Kombat theme song, I would have emptied out my pockets. Yeah, there's certain girls that'll just it's all about the character, because the strip club is just fantasy land. So why not go overboard with your outfit, with your music, with the way you talk? Like, I know there's hundreds of fake Russians across strip clubs all across the country,
it
and I love
is.
that. I love that. If you're 6 foot and blonde, you can play a Russian. I love it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, then, like, you made friends with one of them, just hung out with us like the rest of the night there, and then do they?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, they do that trick where it's like, when they like you, I guess, where it's like, this is my stripper name, stage name, and then here's my real name. Is that breaking kayfabe? They're killing the business.
No, they're not, because they're just like giving you another fake name.
That's what I was thinking. It's
all a work, bro.
It's a multi-level scheme here. It's like, this is my fake name. This is my secret second fake name. Then my third name.
Well, you got to think, like, this is how any of these girls make money, and you know this.
Think that you, the audience, are quite frankly tired of having your intelligence insulted.
I DJ'd and MC'd at one for like a year and a half, so I know a lot of the ins and outs of how it works. Am I a tenured veteran? Thankfully, no, because that job will tear anybody down. It's like having 600 girlfriends all at once, and they're all mad at you at the same time. That's just the way that goes. But I go there for the music, to have fun with the girls, make people feel good about themselves. Joe goes there with his phone in his hand, and he's asking Siri what these songs are that are playing so he can add them to his Top Rock iPod playlist.
Well,
break this down for me.
Okay, our local stations suck. I don't go that far out of my way to get new music. So when I hear when I hear a good hard rock song, I'm like, all right, Shazam, just remember this for me. Right. So you like busting out the phone, but I don't want to have like phone right up, kill like what the actual rules of the club and not take pictures, and I'm not doing that. But I want this to say, this song is by Breaking Benjamin or something else, and I'm like, good. That's how I get new music. That's how I first heard Paramore. Few other Mika, I think, was the first time we ever heard Mika there.
Nice.
For Relax.
That's a great one.
It wasn't Grace Kelly, though. Grace Kelly would have been really odd.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting one.
Speaking of odd, what was the one that you played at the strip club?
A song? Oh, but did I play Batista's theme song, I Walk Alone?
Yes, because you didn't know as much hard rock as you do now.
Wow.
And you were asking me,
that's
like,
a ballsy move.
what's a good hard rock song? So Life is Hard Rock. They always make good
they're awesome.
Strip club anthems, and all of a sudden you're like, so I played I Walk Alone. And I'm like, then you played Gunther, which was awesome.
Dude, I used to do some weird stuff. If like girls wouldn't tip well, they would dance to whatever the hell I wanted to listen to, and sometimes it would be weird stuff.
Speaking of that, and I'd never heard it before, but apparently it was big. What the hell is Bitch I'm a Cow?
Yeah.
I have no idea. You know, I was gonna ask you the same question. I was fully prepared to ask you that during the show, but it seemed to be like the in thing, and I was like, damn, maybe I really am getting old. But then again, I was like, okay, I'm gonna ask more of my friends, and nobody knew what the hell "Bitch I'm a Cow" was. That's a real song.
Like, they were dancing to that. Like, we one step away if we stayed a little bit longer from hearing "Baby Shark to Shark to Shark to Doo Doo Doo."
Dude, could you imagine? All right, so mind you, Baby Shark is just hit number 32 on the Billboard Hot 100 this week.
Now,
How
does that
crazy is
obligate
that?
you to play it? Does that obligate you to play it? Or is it
No.
just sort of like, you're like, nope, sorry, fluke, it's not happening?
No, it's kind of like a novelty thing, but I have teased it before on my show. When I kick off my show, every night I do the top 7 songs in Music City, and one time I was teeing up into the most requested song of the day, and it happened to be Baby Shark by Pink Fong or whatever, the guy's name is. And then you hear the old record scratch, and they come out, just kidding. Oh, but you'd be lying to yourself if you said that beat didn't go hard. And then I play the actual song, and it was fun. And
All right, here we are, your most requested song of the day. So many tweets for this one, it's crazy. It's Pink Fong with Baby Shark. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. But you're lying to yourself if you say that beat doesn't go hard, though.
it kind of just goes to tell people that it's there, and it's like a phenomenon, man. It's really taken over the world. It's been out for quite a long time, but it's just now recently becoming like a huge deal.
I know, because I had heard about it at like the beginning of the summer, and I assume I wasn't coming to the party very early either.
Yep.
So we did leave the last episode on a cliffhanger.
Yes.
Where I discovered, after knowing Jeff for like 20 plus years, that he's massively in love with Jill Taylor from Home Improvement, that he found her to be the perfect TV wife, and then it got into that weird territory where we were sending sexy pictures of Jill back and forth.
Yeah, and Joe sends me this gif of Jill in a bathtub sipping wine, and I was like, what episode is this? I've never seen that. I was pretty pumped about it. But here's the thing. I always tell you, and I tell everybody that teases me about my Jennifer Aniston DVD collection, that she is the prettiest woman in American pop culture history, right?
Mm-hmm.
I sincerely believe that from the bottom of my heart. However, there's an exception to the rule, and that exception is Jill Taylor. Don't know what her real name is. I think it's Patricia, something around
Richardson.
Doesn't matter. Her character on that show is the perfect wife ever, as far as looks, as far as compassion, as far as believability, as just everything you can want in a wife, mom, lover, partner. She is the perfect of all time. Jill Taylor.
Whoa.
Last time that you put on something like this for me.
I've been hanging on to that for a long time.
That's gonna come out to your therapist.
Yeah.
Actually, Jill was a therapist.
You know
So,
what?
2 for 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but then you said you could guess mine, and I said not a chance in hell.
Well, it has to be from a 90s sitcom.
Okay, yep.
So I'm thinking there was a major misunderstanding about what the question was. See, I'm under the impression it was all-time TV wives, so I stand by what I picked. But if it seems like we're way off, well, I didn't realize Jeff wanted to narrow it down to just straight sitcoms from the 90s or 80s, which would then have me also nominate the mom from Alf. I totally understand why Alf, even though he's from Melmac, wanted to see her naked. She kind of looks like April O'Neil. April O'Neil, the Channel 6 reporter from the Ninja Turtles, not April O'Neil, porn star of the year.
And if I were to guess...
She didn't become a mother, though, until way later in the series.
Okay, well,
I'll give you like,
I don't need a hint.
I'm
I'm going to tell you right now exactly who it is, because I know. I don't know the woman's name, but I know the show.
Okay.
And it's the mom from Step by Step.
That's a good guess.
Right?
But no.
Come on.
No.
Who is it then?
Right? Wrong.
All right. So, if I had to go with any of them, if it's a perfect wife, they're there. Is Beverly Mitchell's Lucy character at the end of Seventh Heaven's run.
Seventh Heaven?
Yup. She is
Let's
adorable.
Let's just cancel the show now.
No, she's adorable. I freaking love her. I also watched the Hallmark movie with her in it, and I was like, I gotta have more Beverly Mitchell and things. I watch Hollywood Darlings because of her. But I'll give you some runner-ups.
What do you got?
I got the mom from Boy Meets World, Amy.
Great choice. Yeah, she's great.
I also was gonna put Elliot from Scrubs. Freaking love Elliot.
No, she's not like a wife type. She's not a no.
She could be.
She doesn't count. Doesn't count.
All right.
What do you think about Hillary?
I hate that bitch.
Oh.
Then I'm gonna put DJ Tanner's character in Fuller House.
Now that's a pretty damn cool mom.
You damn right.
Thank you, Joe, for naming me, Lucy Camden. Well, I guess that's not me, but who I played, Lucy Camden, for being the perfect TV wife. And Jeff, what is up with giving him a hard time? I mean, I particularly think he chose correctly. I think he chose real good, to be honest. And everyone, keep listening to Pop Culture Paradise for more nostalgia talk. Talk more about Seventh Heaven, the 90s, all the good times. Remember the good times? I do. Sending you guys lots of love. Bye.
I like that. Yeah, dude. That's so weird that you had never known that. I guess I'm not like, I don't go around talking about it. I haven't created a Facebook group about it. Like, it's not, it's just something in my mind. That's what I think the perfect wife is. And if it's Jill. What if they were to try to like remake Home Improvement? What a bummer that would be, right?
Well, I mean, that's kind of what Last Man Standing is, but it's just with all girls, so it's a little bit fresher.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's why I watch it, because it's Tim Allen being Tim Allen, and that's really all I want from most shows. I find that now I've hated most shows just because they don't have that Tim Allen-ness.
We were talking about, like, comebacks earlier, and his name has to be right on that list. I'm seeing him everywhere, especially with Toy Story 4 about to come out here soon.
Oh, man. Well, we're going to do a Toy Story 4 episode about all kinds of Toy Story memories, because we're old enough to be OG when, like, Toy Story was the new thing.
Yeah.
There wasn't a million toys made. It was just, like, first time out, or what's this movie? What's Pixar? Why is it not 2D?
And Santa.
The other thing that I saw brought back, have you bought yourself a Pac-Man Red Bull?
No, because they don't put Pac-Man on the sugar-free ones, but I see them on the regular Red Bulls in every gas station that I've been to.
Dude, when did they start making Pac-Man Red Bull?
They're everywhere.
That's better than when they had that Shaq soda.
Was that not the worst tasting thing of all time?
There was one that my cousin brought back. It was strawberry, and it was just terrible.
My favorite is strawberry, but my kids like blueberry, and one of my kids like orange, and all my older relatives, they love vanilla, because the vanilla reminds them of the old cream soda.
I think I remember seeing something online once where somebody pranked their friend by, so the Shaq sodas, they were always super huge.
Yeah, they're like the size of Shaq. The not Lipton's. Then what's the next key one?
Here's the thing, right? They're always super big. So what other can do you kind of know to be that size?
It's the Arizona
iced tea, right? Whatever flavor it is. I remember seeing this video. Somebody pranked their friend. They somehow got the sleeve off of the Arizona can, slid it over the Shaq one, and gave it to them because they wanted strawberry, watermelon, whatever, Arizona iced tea. And they crack it open and sip it and just spit it everywhere. It's the grossest thing they've ever had. Friend peels off the label. Shaq soda. Shaq soda. Can we just give them, please? That's a good one.
He puts his name on everything.
This is the worst, man.
Well, I think that's why it's gone.
Yeah. Well, dude, they're bringing a lot of cool things back. Do you think that's because like people just run out of like original cool ideas?
I kind of think it's like that cycle where they know who's buying things, so they're just going like, oh, all these people who like this are now old, so now we can sell them this product and use this face with it. It's like the Honda commercial or something with the Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's
How
like,
good is that?
Dude,
I'm
love
so
stop
proud
motion.
now to own a Honda because of that ad.
Come standard with Honda Sensing, a suite of safety and driver assist features.
Safety features are the key to happiness.
And they got the actual 87 voice actors.
They did sound like super spot on.
Yeah, well, and I mean, that's not even something that the Turtles Forever movie did and a few of the other reboots. So it was like, wow, Honda went above and beyond. But it's kind of weird when it's like, well, you lost us at the camp.
You're like, whoa, Ninja Turtles! Then you lost us at camp.
Also, now we have a car payment.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, instead of editing stupid videos, have you ever thought of opening a IRA account? Or going back to school? Or, where do you stand on health insurance right now?
I liked you better when I was playing with you at the age of 5, not life advice.
Then you have the other things where it's like these weird crossovers. You see that Detective Pikachu?
Damn right, I saw that. Ryan Reynolds is playing the voice. That's gonna be a huge movie. That's gonna be a big success. I'm pumped about that.
It's gotta be because like the trailer came out and I'm like, all right, this just sounds like it could be a train wreck. I don't love Pokemon.
I do.
I've kind of come around to the fact that it's like it's old enough to be in the same vein of other stuff that I grew up with, but I don't dig it. So it's kind of like Star Wars. Like I can appreciate that it was in the same time period as everything else I dig, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
And I find with this Pikachu, I laughed multiple times, and I was like, if it's making me, someone who doesn't care, laugh, then this might actually be pretty solid.
No, dude, it looks really cool. I love the whole element of only that certain character can actually understand what Pikachu says and to everyone else, because the one thing about Pokemon is they speak by saying different variations of their name. Like that is how it goes, right?
Whoa. Did you just understand me?
Oh my god, you can understand me! Stop! I've been so lonely!
So I loved it's like, wait, you can understand me? And in the trailer he's walking down the, that long, way there, and he's like, Can you understand what he's saying? And she's like, yeah, he's so cute, it's Pikachu. And it's like,
you can hear him, right?
Pika Pika! Yeah, Pika Pika Pika, he's adorable.
That was boring. You're not funny and nobody likes you.
But he's gonna have that edgy Ryan Reynolds kind of humor, funny, like, it's gonna be cool. And the Pokemon in the film look fantastic.
The fur
so I'm pretty
on
pumped
Pikachu
about it.
looks interesting. Like I was like, wow, that looks cool.
What I'm glad about is it's not your typical Ash is gonna go take his his Pokemon. He's gonna go to this gym and he's gonna battle. It's more about the guy's just trying to find his dad,
Which
he
is
hires Detective Pikachu.
Do you think they'll
Because if
update
you're
your
gonna have
Pokemon app?
Oh yeah, he'll definitely be a special character that you can capture when the film drops, almost guaranteed, because they do a special Pikachu for New Year's, they do one for Halloween, they do one for the 4th of July, they do one for Christmas, and I can show you all of them right now.
Do they have Pikachu in a Santa hat? Because I would probably pick that up for my pop culture Christmas.
No, they absolutely do. I'm gonna pull them up for you right now.
Dude, how come you don't have it? You only have Christmas Woody and Elvis.
Because I only had one Christmas ornament up until I went home this year, and my mom took Woody off the tree and gave it to me. So this right here. Dude, people are like, oh, look at you're a grown man, and you play. They don't sound like this, but this is how I envision it. And you play Pokemon Go, and you think that show was great, and it's like, yeah, dude, I like what I like. Shut up.
And sings Pokemon rap.
Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all.
Let me enjoy it.
Now,
shut up.
Now, when the movie comes out, are you gonna go see it with your sister? Because you guys both were able to enjoy Pokemon together.
No, we were not in the slightest. Did I ever tell you about what I did with her Blastoise card?
Okay, what did you do to a Blastoise card?
Okay. So Blastoise was one of the coolest hologram cards you could get. This is back in 99, 2000-ish era, and collecting Pokemon cards was like the coolest thing, right? My family was not rich by any stretch of the imagination, so any come up on a card like that was like a super big deal, right? And I remember I had this Alakazam card that I had gotten in a trade from my buddy Robbie. I was super proud of it. And my sister randomly, she's out at Walmart or something with my mom, and she buys her just a regular old booster pack. You never know what you're going to get, and she pulls a Blastoise card. And I'll be straight up, I was super jealous. I was so mad. And she would rub it in my face all the time, and as she's putting it into her plastic wrap and her case and this and
Oh,
that.
so it's the plastic wrap and then the plastic container that goes around. Okay, because I had an uncle who owned a card shop, so I know all about the proper treatment of cards.
Oh yeah, like it was a big deal, and I remember one time I had somehow gotten it away from her, and I put it in the microwave, and it. You know what happens when you put tinfoil in a microwave?
Oh, I learned.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm just like standing there, like super suspiciously, like just randomly standing next to the microwave, no food in my hand, nothing to heat up, and I'm kind of just tapping my fingers on the table, like I'm just like an eerie cartoon evil character, right? And I'm just like I have this grin on my face. And she looks down into her set and she's like, "Where's my Blastoise card?" And I go, "Oh, you mean this one?" And I push 30 seconds plus on the microwave. And it comes on and she sees it inside. But before she can dart across the kitchen to get to the microwave to open the door, the card had already bubbled up. It exploded. It like foiled in on itself. And it was completely ruined, like unrecognizable.
Oh.
Oh my God!
I know. It's like, why would you do that to your own sister? Look, she was a little... Okay? She had it coming, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you know what? I guess Pokemon cards must be like the perfect torture devices then, because when my cousin collected them, my other cousin from Seattle came, they're sitting in the living room, comparing their trade decks and the booklets.
It was such a big deal, man.
I didn't understand it because, to me, it's either action figures, video games, or trading cards that are either of a series or of sports. I don't understand games in card form. But anyway, I thought it was the stupidest thing possible, and so did my cousin from Seattle's friend. And we decided that we were going to steal Charizard, who, at this point, I'm to take it that that's a really, really expensive card nowadays.
Dude, are you serious?
And we just...
You did that?
Oh, yeah, and we just decided to, like, hide it for a good 3 hours while they tore up the house looking for it.
Dude, if that's like a Series 1 Charizard, that's worth a crap ton of money.
So these go for a lot of money, yes.
What's your most expensive one?
The most expensive card is probably the Pristine 10 first edition base Charizard.
Oh, yeah.
Crap ton of money. Like, I would have, dude, if that happened to me, I would have just started I would have went up into your room because I would have known you would have pulled some BS like that. I would have said, "Oh, your brand new HBK figure? Psh, super kick this. Brand new Stone Cold? Oh, there goes his head." I would have started snapping every figure until you passed over that card.
Well, good thing we were at their rented cabin and I didn't have anything there with me.
Damn it!
Except
no
for
leverage.
Oh, you don't think I knew that? But then my cousin decided, because I think he might have had 2 at the time, that to get my other cousin to finally break out of his scaredy catness about going on rides, like the Dragon's Descent and the Dragons.
You bribed him.
He got bribed to go on the thing, and he got over it to get his Charizard. So Pokemon helps you overcome your fears, and also allows you to be mocked and tortured.
I still don't know the difference between a Pokemon and a Charizard.
Actually, Charizard is a Pokemon.
In a sense, you may have changed his life that day. Because who's to say if he doesn't get over that, there's going to be tons of other fears in his life that he would have never overcome. And I think you did as much as it pained me to hear that you stole a Charizard card, I think that you did the right thing. So, hats off to you, sir.
I'm a humanitarian.
Yeah, you're something, all right.
You know who they could have called to help solve the mystery? Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu?
But I thought that seemed like the stupidest concept, but it worked. So,
exactly.
I'm going to introduce to you 5 other spin-offs that they could make.
All right, which one first? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these in here.
All right, we're going to look for the movie Carpenter Crash Bandicoot. Now, you see, he goes around building people homes that they can live in until one day he finds a magical home.
You know what this picture looks like? Have you ever seen the Stone Cold Steve Austin movie Damage?
No.
It's got Walton Goggins in it. He plays Shane on the Shield.
Else,
so
you just call 911 and ask for Detective Blow Me.
He also plays Downtown.
Downtown here that he's going to be with the big team real soon.
yeah, so I bought that because I love those two guys. But essentially, Steve Austin's character gets out of jail, right?
Yeah.
Because he killed a guy in what would find out to be self-defense, and he's just a carpenter. He's just doing lousy jobs, and he's just, whatever. This looks like you took a picture from the movie and just put Crash Bandicoot's head over it.
I also photoshopped his arms to be orange. All right. Would you see the last one? Crash Bandicoot Magical Home. He's a carpenter. Carpenter Crash.
No, I wouldn't see it. It just... Unless he was like an underground cage fighter like in Damage.
All right, fine. Now we got the next one. Investment banker Spyro the Dragon. Now, in this movie, Spyro the Dragon...
This looks so weird.
Spyro the Dragon makes sure that people have to pay their bills on time, but also properly invest, until he runs across a family that can't afford anything anymore after tragedy hits their family. And then, he falls for the family, and they adopt him as a pet.
Wait, did you write out, are these legit pitches?
I'm just making them up on the spot. I don't even have it written down.
Okay. No, I would not go see that movie. I've never even... Spyro is a video game.
Yes.
Right? I've never played it.
All right, now we have the next one. I know you're going to see this one. Preacher Bubsy.
I think it would depend on who voiced the character.
Now, you see, in this movie, Bubsy's trying to get away from the mob. And to hide out, he goes to a small town and becomes their preacher by crazy circumstances. Now, what could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
You know what this looks like to me? This looks like Bubsy decided, look, I tried to jump into the same ring with Mario and Sonic, and Crash Bandicoot would eventually as well. I was supposed to be a big monster success, but I never lived up to expectations. And that's okay. Because just like me, you can change as well. You can meet your own expectations, and I'm here to tell you all about them. Now that is a feel-good movie I would go see. And he tours the whole country, meeting up with people that have not lived up to other people's expectations, and they're struggling with it themselves. And he's there to tell them, you know what? It's okay.
Are you making me feel bad for Bubsy?
I think you are, because you built him up to where he was supposed to be something that he wasn't. And that's not his fault. I think that's the fault of society.
Well, all right. Maybe I built up Bubsy, but you built up the next guy. This movie is the biggest action flick that could possibly come out. Secret Agent, Cool Spot.
Hands down, I would absolutely go see this friggin' movie. I just remember how cool that game was. They're like 7-Up dots that wear glasses, and they're just so cool. And for him to be a secret agent, I would pay to go see that movie twice.
Now, here's the pitch. Cool Spot is retired on that island that you find him when you start the video game. But Dr. Pepper has been kidnapped.
By who?
Mr. Pibb.
He's a fraud!
And he's been replaced with Dr. Thunder.
No.
Oh, yeah. So now he has to go and kill all the different soda brands. And he's joined by the Nesquik Rabbit.
And the final battle takes place on Mountain Lightning.
Oh!
Oh!
Based off Magic Mike, we have Stripper Sonic.
No way, dude. No way.
But they got a Sonic movie coming out.
You know what the best part about this is? Right now in live time, zoom in just behind Tails' face. It's the Super Shredder.
It's a Super Shredder.
Well, I mean, he's big,
That's
sexy.
creepy. All right, I still want to hear the pitch of the movie.
Okay, well, in this movie, Sonic he's got a gambling addiction from the casino levels.
So he's been hanging out with Michael Jordan a lot.
Stop it. Get some help.
So, yeah, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah. No.
And he has to figure out a way to earn them rings. And he's gonna give the blue spear. I don't really have a pitch for this movie.
It's just Stripper Sonic and Tails and Knuckles. And Kevin Nash.
Yes, Kevin Nash is in this movie because no quality movie gets made without Nash.
But it has to be Kevin Nash as Kevin Nash.
Yes.
I have to point out his hair. Look at his hair.
Hold on.
It is a matted mess.
I think I just went with the name because Stripper Sonic is double S, and that's just good alliteration.
Right. You know, speaking of Nash, whenever I play Xbox with Hazard, we always play NBA 2K19.
Mm-hmm.
And our nicknames in the game, mine, Big Sexy Kevin Slash.
Kevin
Slash into the basket. And Hazard is more of a dribbler, so his nickname is the bad guy, Scott Ball.
Boo this man!
Yeah, we clearly spent a lot of time on the headset thinking of this stuff.
Jeez.
But dude, I think with these films, I was two for 5.
All right, who we seeing?
I would go see Bubsy because, like I said, people had expectations for him that maybe he didn't necessarily have for himself. He had his own goals and his own expectations.
Right.
You got to take that into account. And yes, I am dragging you a little bit for that. And the other one that I would absolutely go see first is just an old school style shoot 'em up badass end scene on Mountain Lightning, and the movie ends in a big surge. And that's the cool spot movie.
A big surge.
Oh,
And on that note, you went to go see the TNA when they came into town. Oh no, Impact.
Yeah,
it's Impact now.
It's Impact now.
You saw TNA when you were in Portland,
folks. But first, we're talking about movies, right? I went and saw Bumblebee.
Uh-huh. You had to punch all bees in the face?
I hate bees, but no. Haley Steinfeld is in the movie. She does an amazing job. She's super cute, super talented. And you could say the same thing about John Cena.
Hey, John, I'm telling you, Jeff just saw Bumblebee, and he thinks that not only was Haley really cute in the movie, but you were too. And he wants to meet you backstage. What do you think? You want to go?
There's a Steinfeld in a movie called Bumblebee, and a Seinfeld in the Bee movie.
It's over. Show's done.
Damn it!
That's
Aliens. But yeah, dude, the movie was awesome. And what I also went to go see was Impact Wrestling at the good old Nashville Fairgrounds, a.k.a. the Asylum, where TNA first began back in the day. And dude, I'd be lying to you straight to your face if I told you I wasn't super impressed with the show. It was gangbusters. Like, they pulled out all the stops. Like, there's so many cool characters that I can't even recall most of their names because I had never seen them before. But one of the people that I was the most impressed with that I've actually heard about is Moose. He's just this huge, like 6'6". He's built like, just imagine if like Virgil had talent. And
Whoa. Virgil has all the talent in the world, and
I meant Vincent.
Okay, here's the thing, too. I learned from Cameron Matthews, who wrestled Moose in a squash match that I had to tell you about. When he was on a Ring of Honor taping.
That makes me Cameron Matthews. Keep your eyes open, because you're gonna see something you like.
But Cameron told me to go over to Virgil while he was at a signing and talk to him about mixed martial arts. And he will rip your head off that he hates MMA that much.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, I'll go to... And he also gives you the stink eye if you try to do the lonely Virgil picture. So I had to, go over the phone with a old school camera and, snap!
Jeez.
I know, I pushed out instead of just straight up humiliating Virgil.
But anyway, that joke was just for fun. He almost is like, I don't know, dude. He's just super impressive. The match he had, and I can't recall the name of the guy that he wrestled, but he was really good too. They just stole the show, man. Abyss was awesome. I know that guy is super old now, but he put on an awesome hardcore match with thumbtacks and tables and all those gimmicks. That was super good. And the one thing that stood out in my mind the most of the whole show, there's this stable of women, and you know how for Halloween those girls would do the really spooky, sexy skeleton face paint stuff. It's they wear that, right? And they're a tag team, and they won their match, and then all of a sudden the lights go out, and all these other women in the same stuff come out carrying the casket.
And you
right?
said, "Here's
exactly my thought exactly. I didn't know what the hell was going on. And then they put down the casket, right? And then all of a sudden, this woman, it just pops open, and this woman jumps out.
Take that, vile fiend!
And Jesus, I can't remember her name either, but it got a little bit awkward for that because I didn't understand what it was, and nobody fought, and she just tapped her on the head. It was very weird. And also in that match, somebody put a tampon in somebody's mouth.
Oh, it was that event?
I had read reports afterwards about that spot, right? But I'm pretty damn sure that it happened that night too.
Because I saw all the controversy, and I was like, if you talk to a wrestler, a lot of them are just that's a no impact bump that gets a reaction. You talk it over with your opponent, and if they're cool with it, then who the hell cares? I hate to break it to him. Have you ever seen where Mick Foley's sock comes from?
Right, exactly. I would have given the show a 9 out of 10. Right, that's how entertained I was. Because again, when you go into something and your expectations aren't high, and and they're exceeded, that's a great thing. But I had to bump it down to a 7.5.
And why?
Because the main event was absolute garbage. And I hate to say it, Johnny Nitro, Johnny Impact, whatever the hell he's going by right now, the guy was just a botch fest. Everything went wrong that could possibly go wrong.
Boone the Bounty Hunter.
And I also think Brian Cage, I know he gets a lot of hype, I guess, on the indie scene, and I hope he doesn't hear me say this because he'd probably kick my ass, but that guy can't wrestle for nothing, dude. And he comes out, he's doing this homage to the Terminator entrance, and it was kind of neat because the crowd would clap. Because Terminator, I'm that's cool, but that's not your gimmick. That's Arnold, right?
That's Triple H at WrestleMania.
Judgment Day is here. It's time to play the game.
But he's just so big and he's so imposing. But the final match was so bad, people left booing. That's how upset they were. But if you take that out of consideration, the show was phenomenal, and I am gonna go back next time they come to town for sure.
Well, two things. I think Cage, for you disrespecting him, should take your boots, your jacket, and your motorcycle.
No, it's your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
I like Terminator 1 better.
You are a dude. No, you do not. Nobody says that. No one in their
1,
life.
Terminator 3, Terminator
No.
4, Terminator
All right. Now you're just fishing for a reaction.
Genesis, and then Salvation.
No, now you're just Now you're just trying to get me hot.
All right. Well, speaking of people getting hot, and we'll end it on this. I learned the creepiest thing.
That's a great segue.
I learned
People
the
getting hot.
I learned the creepiest thing around Thanksgiving time, and I forgot to tell the story to you.
I'm ready. Let's hear it.
The new thing that the kids are doing at the mall. They go into
Let's all
Victoria.
go to the mall, everybody.
They go into Victoria's Secret. They request to use the dressing room, and they can't be turned down because that's discrimination. They take lingerie in there, and they either beat off into it or dry hump it.
Can't walk to the store, I can't play with my friends, I can't ride my bike.
And then leave the garment and leave the store for the employees to clean up.
What the fuck is wrong with people? Are you kidding me?
They make such a big fuss out of something so little.
Yeah.
Anyone doing that needs to get their ass kicked.
I'm just glad you're doing this in the privacy of your own room.
And
That is
apparently
just stupid.
It's like this mixture of 13 to like 15-year-old boys.
Who's it to go crazy on you?
What happened to playing with Pokemon cards? Or recording pay-per-views with your action figures? Trying to wear black gloves, thinking it would actually matter.
And we weren't alone in that, because I heard the Ryder and Hawkins podcast, and Ryder did it too.
But if everything else around you isn't black, it looks like you're wearing black gloves. Sorry to break that for us.
Well, it certainly makes what our friend Ryan did a lot more tame in comparison, that he's only stealing socks at the mall.
Yeah. Beating off into undergarments. What the hell is wrong with people? Dude, that's over the top. Even more over the top than the Royal Rumble.
Which is what we're going to talk about in the next podcast. It's going to be a mixture of a bunch of different Royal Rumble type stories, from remaking your own Royal Rumbles, which we did. One's doing it with the action figures, renting Royal Rumbles on VHS, or just watching them at different events there. I love the Rumble. It's my mania.
Royal Rumbles, yeah, or booking Royal Rumbles in Extreme Wrestling Warfare.
Anything goes in our Royal Rumble show.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that one. And I can't wait to talk to you about the Brett Lex controversy, which still kind of pisses me off to this day.
I wonder who I thought really won.
Well, this has been Pop Culture Paradise for
Disgusting,
Joe. I'm Jeff.
despicable lack of respect.
We're going over the top next week with the Royal Rumble.
I don't know.